What are you into these days? What are you into these days?
Ooh, I'm actually into fiction.
Okay. So I was thinking, while we were recording, I was thinking of, have you read The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz?
No.
It's this Canadian novel from the 60s. It was also a movie with Richard Dreyfuss. Okay. But he has this quote in the book that I was thinking of. So
thank you.
he says like a child can be many things. He says like a man can be one person, and he says, and he murders the others.
Wow.
Which is like a violent, but the point is that like you kind of, at some point as you get older, you go like, you have to pick a direction or a thing, and you can't be all, I don't know, I think about that quote all the time. It's just kind of, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but there is this kind of winnowing that happens as you get older.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think part of that's probably good. It's like a maturing, and then other parts of it is, maybe like discarding good things.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, in old age in particular, people tend to get less open to experiences.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is that you're just like, no, I'm just doing my thing that I know I like. I'm not staying in that other hotel. I'm staying in the one that I already
This
like.
is where I stay. This is where I go. This is how it. Yes.
I'm not trying, water skiing or whatever it is. Like,
What fiction have you been reading?
I'm reading The Talented Mr. Ripley right now.
Ooh. That's dark.
I like just started it yesterday at Barton Springs actually.
Ooh. Did you like Barton Springs?
Yeah. The water's very cold though. But
yeah,
it's like,
I swam in Barton Springs on Monday.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Wakes you up.
But it's always the same temperature.
Yeah. Right.
So
in the summer it must be nice.
But also like the coldest day I swam there this year, it was 29.
Wow.
Like outside it was 29
It gets that
degrees.
cold this year? Or here?
Yeah, like I've been in Barton Springs when it snowed before. And when we had when the Texas power grid fell, it was like 9 degrees for like 3 days in a row.
Wow.
But so it's unusual, we can't handle it. But anyways, it was like more than 2 times warmer in the water than it was outside.
Right.
And so like actually there's a weird time of year in Barton Springs where we gotta do something about those. It's so annoying. We try to. They wanted like a ding sound for when people come in. That's too much. Anyway, it's nicer when it's it's like you either want it to be really hot and then the water's cold, or you want it to be cold and the water's warm. It's like when the water and the air is like, and there's only a slight differential. It's like a little.
It is one of those things where like when I'm first getting in, I'm like, I don't actually want to do this. And then like once I'm in, I'm like, this is actually the best thing ever. This feels so good. And then when you get out, it feels even better. I don't know.
Isn't that about I think most positive habits are things that you're glad you have done, but did not want to do.
Oh yeah. Even like my feet will be in, like I'm like easing down the ladder and I'm like.
Did you just jump in or did you swim?
I swam a little bit, but it's like hard for me to swim in there. It's so cold.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
It's only 71?
Like, I know, but it's like, I don't know. It's like...
you don't live in Texas, but that book, The Swimming Holes of Texas, is one of my all-time favorite books because there's a bunch of them.
Well, my parents live in Texas, so maybe
where do they live in Texas?
They live in a suburb of Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then maybe I'll give you this book.
Yeah, I will. Check it
it's
out.
one of my favorites. There's some out near Dallas. I love natural springs. I love swimming in water without chlorine the most. There's one called Deep Eddy, which is the same water as Barton Springs, but it's a lap pool.
Oh.
So you can like swim laps. And it gets a little warmer because it's bottom and it's like, it can get heated by the sun or whatever. What other fiction are you reading?
I started Wellness but haven't finished it. I just read Isola, which was really good. What else am I... Sorry, I'm also a mom, so I like my mind is a blur, and also I don't read much.
Yes. Yeah. It's you're like fried for like 2 years. Have you read this?
No, I have not. Ooh, amazing.
I read a couple of these before bed. The little,
Their mysterious origins. I kind of do know his origin.
But it's like, why that kid? Why are they like that one? You know what I mean? I think there's something kind of You never look at your, well, maybe when they get a little, but I'm like, where did you come? Like sometimes I'm like, I know exactly where you came from because that's exactly like me or exactly like your mom. And then other times I'm like, what is this?
I feel like most of it is that third category where I'm like, I don't get, like, I don't understand his personality basically. Like he's not like me or his dad.
Interesting. Yeah, and then who knows how it evolves and changes. What other parenting books? Speaking of fiction and parenting books, where is it?
Should I be handing these back to you?
No, these are gifts.
Okay, oh, thank you.
These are gifts.
Thanks.
Yeah, sometimes people are like, they think that I'm like recommending books, and then they're at the like, I don't want to buy all these. And I'm like, no, you don't trust me. But this is, so Kafka wrote a letter to his father.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of AA, so it's like, it's basically like, he dumps out every trauma and anger and pain that he feels towards his dad, but he never sends, well, he sends it to his mom. This is revealing about he sends it to his mom to give to his dad, and she doesn't.
Oh, wow.
So it gives you a sense of like what his family of origin was
half
like.
of it is in German.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
The left side is in German.
Oh, weird. I don't remember that.
Which I don't speak, but that's okay. I'll read the right side.
Yeah. No, that's a very common thing. We have a bunch of classic books where they'll do one. I don't know why. Maybe that's, honestly, I bet that's just so they're, speaking of publishing, they're like, if we only publish the English, it's only 50 pages. But if we put in German, no one will want it.
Yeah, maybe.
Then it seems like that's. What other? Do you like any parenting books?
I liked Good Inside.
She's amazing.
And I think she has a new one coming out. The Kids Who Aren't Assholes lady.
Yeah, she's coming by. I was texting a friend the other day. I was like, all the famous doctors seem to turn out to be like garbage people, and I was like, I really hope Dr. Becky doesn't let us down because I like her so much.
She's great. Emily Oster is like everyone's deity.
Did you read Adult Children of Emotional?
I did read that one. Yeah, I had trouble telling like what's emotionally immature and what's just like people fucking up because they're tired.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a nice way to think about it. But even what you were talking about, like, it's hard, don't do it. That's like such a childlike thing. Yeah. Like not just to think, but then to say. You know, it's like to not even know better. It's like that. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. I like that book. There's a big interview with her in the Times last week. That book has been like a monster success. I think, what is it, 1 million? 750. It's probably a million now.
Everyone's like, finally, an explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've read all the Emily Osters. I love Emily Oster. My favorite parenting book is probably Bringing Up Bebe, the one about a French style. I read that before I had a kid, and I was like, he's gonna eat blue cheese and sardines, and like he doesn't like any of that stuff. And I'm like, well.
Yes, I think that's a book that everyone reads before they have kids, and they're like, I'm gonna do it, and then you're just like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's too hard. Here's some mac and cheese.
Yeah, exactly. I give this one out a lot.
Oh.
Sometimes just the titles are good, like Raising Kids Who Are Not Assholes. Like even if you don't, you're like, oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But raising an outdoor kid, I think, is what you want.
Yeah. So this is about like less screen time.
It's not really about screen time at all. Like one of the things like we took from it, because I mean he has like a huge YouTube empire and whatever. So I think it's like one of the things we do is like we watch YouTube videos about places. And then we go to those places. Or if we're going to a place, we watch YouTube. So it's like, how do you, it's like, he's basically saying like, it's more like, how do you raise a kid that doesn't say ew? You know, or like, no. Or like, how do you raise a kid that jumps into Barton Springs?
Right.
As opposed to like, I want to be on my, you know, So I don't think it's about screens being good or bad, but it is about like being outside and having an active, like, engaged,
openness to experiences. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I had not heard of that one. I've heard of this obviously, and
you should probably read it
as a boy mom.
I would maybe just watch a podcast or two.
Yeah.
You know, like the concept.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even like the idea that like I like a lot of the research shows like if you have a boy, depending on his birthday, do you get them into kindergarten early, or do you hold them back? And like. She's like, oh, okay, that's helpful.
Yeah.
I know that one's good. You mentioned Buddha. Speaking of, have you read Zen and the Art of Archery?
I have not.
Okay, that maybe goes to some of the Buddhist stuff about, it's not so much the second arrow, but it's the idea of like, not attaching so much to outcomes
Ooh,
and
okay,
focusing more on process.
I
It's
still
very
need
good.
this, even though I've changed my personality.
Yes, yes. That one's good. All right. It's probably enough. Unless there's anything you're after.
No, I didn't. I did not have a book in mind, but these are great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. We can mail them to you if you have suitcase issues.
Is that possible? I actually only have a carry-on, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. We've done this before.
Okay.
Yeah. How's the book doing?
I think pretty good. I haven't looked at my. I know this is bad, but I haven't looked at my sales.
No, that's great. That's exactly what we're talking about. What does it change? If you look at it, at best it would make you complacent.
Yes.
And at worst make you feel shitty.
Right.
And how long has it been out?
It's been out 3 weeks.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more I can do.
Well, also though, any book that actually works, I'm sure Good Inside sold more copies this week than it did, its first week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want. And in the end, what matters more is that it is continuing to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So right. What matters is 3 years from now, is it not at zero? Because that's where 95% of books are.
Totally.
Even 6 months in. And so the less you check, the happier. There used to be this thing called novel rank,
mm-hmm.
and you could type in the ISBN and it would tell you what your Amazon rank is in every country at one time. And then it closed, and that was literally the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
It doesn't help at all.
How do you decide what you're going to write about?
It's a kind of intuitive. Usually whenever I'm finishing one, somehow magically what seems like it would be good. That's when I usually can't think of anything, and then something happens and it kind of pops into my head. Oh, that's the. But I'm finishing a 4-book series now. That my book that comes out in the fall is the 4th in a 4-book thing that I did, and so I haven't really I haven't had to think about what's next for a long time. So it's kind of a new place for me.
Is that what you mostly do? Is write, or is it?
I do a lot of talks, and then I do this, and then the podcast and stuff. But yeah,
that's a good mix.
I think what can happen is that I like writing. That's what I like doing, and then you get a lot of opportunities to do not that.
Yeah.
So
to get away from the writing. Yeah.
Are you thinking about? Do you see yourself primarily as a journalist, or as? Would you rather be an author? They're all writers, but would you say journalist or author or what?
I mean, definitely the Atlantic pays the bills day to day.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not at the point of authoring that's what my W-2 is.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the mix. I like going and doing journalism for a year or two, whatever, how long, and taking a break and doing a book and then going back.
Do you take a break or do you do them simultaneously?
I take a break. I can't.
So you take book leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a magical. I've never had that as a thing. Do you know what I mean? The idea of it also seems like it would be I'm on book leave, so that's what I'm doing.
Don't talk to me. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that's one of the few perks of a journalism job.
Yes.
Is we get book leave. Yeah, that's great.
Do you get it or you have to take it? It's the opposite of getting it, right?
It's pretty much you pretty much can get it. I guess if you really piss off the bosses,
No, but I mean, it's not like a trust fund. You're just not working, right?
You just are not working. Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's not like a gift. Hey, Harper Lee famously, friend. Have you read The Furious Hours?
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay, yeah, a friend's list hey, here's a year's salary.
Yeah.
Go right. That's not book leave. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're not getting it.
You just don't have to come into the office or do any work. And
you're just not getting fired.
Yes.
While you don't work.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we just have to take a picture and then you're good. I read a lot. It's sort of my job. You can't write without reading. For almost 15 years now, once a month, I send out an email with my favorite book recommendations for that month. Books that I've been reading, books that I've been going through, books that changed my life, that inspired me, that I think connect to what's happening in the world. And you can sign up right now at ryanholiday.net/reading list.